Hello there, very good evening and welcome to your Primetime News Bulletin. I'm Shane Silva.
And I'm Kumarini Rajakaruna. As always, let's start off the news with a look at tonight's headlines.
Milinda Morogoro decides to step down from the position of Leader of the Opposition of the Colombo Municipal Council. The Minister of Land and Land Development says that the Islamic Religious Center in Dambulla is located outside the sacred area. Court grants permission for Sarath Fonseca to receive in-house treatment at a private hospital. The opposition leader of the Lok Sabha says that the resettlement efforts in Sri Lanka are satisfactory. And Sajid Premadasa questions whether the UNP has become the property of dictators.
එක්සත් ජාතික පක්ෂය කියන්නේ හිට්ලර්ට, පොල් පොට්ට, මුසලීනිට, පිනෂේට අයිති පක්ෂයක් නෙමෙයි.
For the stories in detail now. Senior Presidential Advisor Milinda Morogoro says that he has decided to step down from the position of Leader of the Opposition and member of the Colombo Municipal Council. He made this announcement at the opposition group meeting of the Colombo Municipal Council today.
Issuing a statement today, Milinda Morogoro states it is essential that the Leader of the Opposition is fully committed to the affairs of the Council and ensure that the foundation that has been established remains united and resolute. He adds that his present responsibilities elsewhere prevents him from filling that role, and it is for that reason and that reason alone that he has decided to step down as Leader of the Opposition and member of the Council. Milinda Morogoro states that he stands ready to provide advice and guidance to the new leader should he so desire, and will continue to serve the citizens of this great city in various other capacities as he has always done. He further notes that as senior advisor to the President, his support and assistance will be available to the President at all times. He has also stated that he feels honoured to have served as a member of the CMC. Milinda Morogoro adds that over the past 6 months he has worked hard to build a strong team that will provide the necessary foundation to enable the party to achieve many objectives, and that this was recently proven when the UPFA and its allies were able to win a crucial majority in the Finance Committee, the most important committee in the Council. In his statement, Milinda Morogoro categorically states that speculation in the media that he will be taking up a position in an important international organization is not true and is moreover completely without foundation. He also added that he would like to extend his gratitude to President Mahinda Rajapakse for inviting him to take up the challenges offered in seeking to lead the Colombo Municipal Council, and to Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapakse for their support and encouragement during his tenure as a Leader of the Opposition. Milinda Morogoro, during today's opposition group meeting of the CMC, assured his commitment to serve the citizens of Colombo and the country.
17 members of the United People's Freedom Alliance and allied parties have requested President Mahinda Rajapakse to appoint Mohammed Maharouf to the post of Leader of the Opposition of the Colombo Municipal Council. Riza Zaruk, the spokesperson of the UPFA Colombo Municipal Council Councillors Group, expressed his views on this request to News First.
Today, the Common Opposition group in the CMC met for a special group meeting under the patronage of Honorable Milinda Morogoro. And in that meeting, Honorable Milinda Morogoro expressed his withdrawal from the CMC, and also we have nominated Mr. Maharouf as the next Leader of the Opposition for the Common Opposition. And it was decided to send this nomination to the His Excellency the President for his approval. And out of these 21 members, and this out of 19 members attended for this meeting, 17 members had signed for this nomination, saying their willingness, and 2 members abstained from signing due to some special reasons.
President Mahinda Rajapakse, who is on an official 4-day visit to South Korea, met with a group of high-ranking entrepreneurs this morning. According to the President's media unit, the entrepreneurs had expressed their willingness to invest in Sri Lanka.
During the meeting with the President, the group of South Korean entrepreneurs had said that they were impressed by Sri Lanka's economic progress and that this has encouraged them to invest in Sri Lanka. President Rajapakse also briefed the entrepreneurs on the investment opportunities available in the country. Meanwhile, the president met another group of high-ranking entrepreneurs in Seoul yesterday.
The relations between Sri Lanka and Korea has been a long, cordial and productive. And over the past many years, the two countries have benefited by the economic cooperation between business in our respective countries. Today, when Sri Lanka enters a new economic era with stability, growth and development, I believe it is the right time for us to step up our relationship. The Sri Lankan economy grew by 0.3% in the year 2011, following an 8% growth in 2010. This was the first time the Sri Lanka recorded an economic growth over 8% in two consecutive years. This achievement is all the more significant because it was recorded at a time when many countries in the world have been affected by the serious effects of the Eurozone crisis and other macroeconomic problems, which have pulled back their economies and drastically damaged their financial system.
Later on, the president visited the Mapo Resource Recovery Plant in Mapogu, Seoul.
Leader of the opposition in India's Lok Sabha, Sushma Swaraj, has briefed Indian Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh on the discussions held with Sri Lankan leaders during the recent visit of a parliamentary delegation led by her. According to the Times of India, National Security Advisor Shiv Shankar Menon and Foreign Secretary Ranjan Mathai had been present during the meeting.
Speaking to reporters, leader of the opposition, Sushma Swaraj said, quote, "I would say I am satisfied with our visit to Sri Lanka," unquote. She has also said that the rehabilitation efforts were satisfactory and proceeding according to schedule. The leader of the opposition had noted that her delegation had visited the rehabilitation camps housing the displaced people in the north. She also stated that the delegation met the women and children living in the camps as the men were away at work. She had pointed out that of the 300,000 displaced Tamils in Sri Lanka, only 3,000 have not been resettled. The Times of India added that the leader of the opposition, Sushma Swaraj, had said that the delegation had discussed the 13th Amendment to the Constitution during their visit to the country.
On to another story that made the headlines tonight now. Colombo High Court Judge Sunil Rajapakse ordered prison officials to allow former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca to receive in-house treatment at a private hospital. The order was issued today following a request made by the former Army Commander's lawyer, Salia Pires.
We ate prison rice for 3 years. We will eat it for another 10 years. We will eat this rice as long as this corrupt regime lasts. The judge also ordered the prison officials to provide security to the former Army Commander while he is in hospital. The case filed against Sarath Fonseca for harbouring army deserters and turning them against the state was to be taken up today. Former Captain Senaka Haripriya Silva, who served as a secretary to Sarath Fonseca, has been named as the second respondent in the case. At the commencement of the case, the former Army Commander's counsel, Salia Pires, told court that his client is suffering from a lung problem caused by injuries sustained in a suicide attack while he was on duty. Fonseca's counsel told court that according to doctors, if Fonseca does not receive in-house treatment under the observation of doctors, his life could be at risk. Submitting a letter issued by specialist Dr. Wajra Tennakoon, the attorney at law requested permission for Fonseca to receive in-house treatment in hospital. State Counsel Damit Totawatte did not file any objections to the request. The case will be taken up again on the 4th of May. It's been 6 years since I was injured in a suicide attack. I finished the war in 3 years. War heroes sacrificed their lives. I engaged in politics for 2 months, and the rest has been in prison. The people received nothing.
United National Party parliamentarian Karu Jayasuriya has issued a media release in view of the completion of 3 years since former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca was imprisoned and the completion of 6 years since he was injured in a suicide bomb attack.
The then Army Commander Sarath Fonseca was injured in a suicide bomb attack within the Army headquarters on the 25th of April 2006. Issuing a media release, UNP parliamentarian Karu Jayasuriya recalls that former Army Commander Sarath Fonseca on that day stood up on behalf of his nation, even holding onto the organs of his stomach that had spilled out whilst the soil of his motherland was soaking with his blood. MP Karu Jayasuriya further notes that Sarath Fonseca, who recovered from this ordeal, recommenced duties in July 2006 and promised to complete the war himself without handing it over to another commander, and that he accomplished this task as promised. However, Jayasuriya states that the name of Sarath Fonseca, who provided military leadership to defeat the LTTE by killing Prabhakaran, has been removed from army records. Jayasuriya points out that the medals he earned for his heroic acts he performed by shedding his blood had been taken away from him, and even his pension has been withdrawn. He says that this is the unpalatable truth today when we mark 6 years since the day General Sarath Fonseca escaped from death at the hands of a suicide bomber and the completion of 3 years of his imprisonment.
And with that, we go in for a short commercial break.